Hello everyone, how are we all doing? My name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com. If this is your first time here and you don't know who I am, I help beginner audio engineers and recording artists turn their mixes into gold. Today I'm going to explain to you my top 5 mistakes I found are easy to make when recording in a home studio. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Number 1, recording too close to the microphone or too far away. This seems extremely simple, but I have experienced this problem many times in the past, which have led to my overall mix being ruined. Recording too close to the microphone has a high probability of introducing distortion or muddiness to your recording. The issue is you may not even notice this until you're halfway through mixing the song because the peaks will be reduced after compression, which will balance the overall sound of your recording out, making minuscule errors sound more noticeable. You will especially notice this if you increase the gain. Muddy recording can be fixed with a lot of tinkering and EQ, but the only way to fix distortion is re-recording the track. Recording too far away drastically minimizes your probability of getting your vocals to sound present in the mix. This is because at a home studio, unless you've spent thousands on sound treating the walls in your room, there will be background fluff in almost every situation, no matter how quiet you think the room is. So normally recording at the proper distance from your microphone minimizes the opportunity for background fluff to enter their microphone. But when recording too far from the mic, the ratio between background noise and your voice is very close to equal rather than your vocal overwhelming the ratio. A good starting point for recording distance is 12 inches. Record a piece of audio, listen, and gradually get closer and repeat until you find your desired sound. Number 2, neglecting to choose the proper environment in which you record. Another really great way to destroy your recording is doing it in an improper environment. This kind of goes back to a point I had in reason 1. There's many different types of rooms you can record in, and some are better than others. A place you don't want to record in is a big wide room with very little fabric as well as hard blank walls and flooring. This is because sound waves have more freedom to bounce off the surfaces around you, which will inevitably be picked up by the microphone, which ultimately destroys your recording. You won't be able to totally eliminate background noises, but you can do the best in your ability to minimize it. A good starting point is finding a smaller room with carpet, then adding a little bit of sound rejecting foam pads on your wall. You don't have to cover every inch of the room in sound foam, but just enough to catch a few of the sound waves bouncing around your room, which will minimize the amount entering your microphone. If finding a good room to record in isn't possible, look into buying a Chaotica eyeball, which is a tool that surrounds the microphone with a thick and dense layer of foam and other sound treating material to minimize background noises entering the microphone. It costs about $200, but is highly effective and time efficient. Number 3 is wasting time on deleting audio tracks when recording. So when you're recording songs, unless you can record the entire thing in one take, there will always be tracks you need to delete, especially if you're a perfectionist like me. In my journey learning to record songs in the past, I was told to delete audio tracks as you progress through recording your song. I now see that this is a huge waste of time because situation 1, if you record punch-in style, having to constantly go back and delete tracks hinder the thought process and delays completion. Situation 2, you already have the lyrics wrote down, but deleting tracks lengthens the process of how long it takes to record your song. There is a very simple hack to this. If you're using FL Studio, there's an option under macros that say delete unused audio clips. Press that and the DAW will automatically delete any audio tracks you're not using after finishing the recording process. If you're using another DAW, there should be similar options available. Just look under your DAW's shortcut manual. Number 4, improperly recording stacked or background vocals. Stacked tracks is a record of specific parts in a vocal recording that make an area stand out. Make sure to try to get that track to sound as close to the original as possible or very slightly different. This is because when mixing the stack to sit behind the original recording later on, those differences will be very apparent and can sometimes make the stack sound bad. I say watch for how you record background vocals as well, because you listen to your lead vocal track and by nature record your background vocal quieter so it can sit behind the lead vocal better. but doing this will make it harder to make your background vocals noticeable later since you recorded them so quietly. If you're in this situation, you could just add a lot of makeup gain to your background vocals so you can hear them better, but doing this will also make any background noises in your recording more prominent, which won't sound good in the mix. Just try recording your background vocals like how you record your leads. Number 5, you don't turn the instrumental tracks down in the mix. Not turning your instrumental track down in the mix is probably one of the most simple mistakes. This is so important because if you have loud instrumental tracks and you try to record with them turned all the way up in the mix, it'll be harder for you to hear what you're recording. This can cause a lot of errors in the recording to go unnoticed until it's too late and you're wondering why your mix sounds bad. I like to record a little bit over my track and turn the instrumental down until I can get a good ratio and clarity of my voice over the beat. But alright everyone, those are my top 5 mistakes I found are easy to make in a home studio. If you're interested in learning how to utilize FL Studio to take your vocal mixes from beginner to intermediate in under a month compared to a year of searching every outlet for the information yourself, click the link in my description and I'll show you everything you need to know in a detailed step-by-step guide that includes videos, quizzes, written information, as well as my personal contact for whatever questions you may have along the way. I will catch you on the flip side, everyone.